The Shulamite has chosen to believe that God loves her. I am my beloved's, and he longs for me. It's even more than just believing that she's loved. She understands that he delights in her. He loves to be with her. He likes to be around her. And it has changed everything for her. This is the same lady of chapter 1. She has the same past. She has the same broken areas. She has the same weaknesses. Her circumstances are probably very similar. What has really changed is that she has received his gift of love. She's chosen to believe it. God is so good. God only makes that which is good. And he made me. And his love and his goodness give me value. I'm valued. I'm valuable. And she's chosen to believe this. She has received his blessings, his words over her that have washed over her, and she spends time with him, and she's chosen to believe what he says rather than what she's feeling that day. Our feelings are like clouds. They change from one moment to the other. We feel so good when we get out of bed. We get on the scale, oh no, and the cloud comes over us. But really our value, the essence of us, doesn't change. It doesn't depend on those things. It doesn't depend on what somebody has said to you in the past. What matters is what God thinks, and he thinks that you are worth his time, that there is the very essence of you, there is inside of you gifts that only you have. And there's a place that he's put you that only you can manifest his goodness and his presence in that place. She has value. She belongs. She has been known by her God, and she gets to know him. She knows intimacy. And it changes everything. Because if it's true for me, she decides, if it's true about me, and I know all my weaknesses, if it's true for me, it must be true for everybody I see. And she can't wait to take what's been given to her and go tell somebody else that needs to hear these things. So she says, "Come, my beloved, let's go into the field. Let's spend the night among the henna flowers." The henna flowers probably refers to villages. Oh, she's not so worried about her comfort. She's not living in fear anymore, because she knows wherever she goes, he is going to turn up. And wherever he is worth going. I remember my initial reluctance to come to Turkey. It wasn't that I didn't want to go to Turkey or I didn't like Turkey. It was that I didn't want to leave my family, my culture, my language. I was fearful. And I remember actually crying when I found out that I was going to be going. I had come through the last hurdle, and I was on my way. And instead of being happy, I was crying. And I was ashamed that I was crying. What's wrong with me? You know, the verse that came to my mind was, "He who puts his hand to the plow and turns back is not worthy of me." I was beating myself up with that verse. But then in the stillness, I heard his voice, and his voice was so full of grace. His gracious words. He said to me, "I know what it is like to leave home." Jesus' home was heaven. My home was earthly, with all kinds of problems and all kinds of failures and bad things and good things. Mine was a mixture. His was not a mixture. He was so gracious to compare leaving his home to leaving my home. And you know what came over my heart when I heard those words were, I would follow that voice anywhere. I will go anywhere if that voice of grace is going to be there. And that's what she's feeling. I'm not worried about feeling comfortable. I just want to go where he is. And he's going to be out there where the people need to hear these things that I have tasted. They're true for all of us. Let's go to the vineyards early. Oh, she's not lazy. Do you know, rejection and depression and despair and those things, bad thoughts about ourselves, low self-esteem, that makes us tired and we don't want to get out of bed. But once we start realizing and believing that we are loved and we are chosen and we are called and we have a purpose. We jump out of bed because life is fun and life is an adventure. Because He's going to use me today. He's going to love someone through me. Let's go to the vineyards early. Let's see if the vines have budded. Oh, she's starting out and doing new works, new things, not old things. If the grape blossoms have opened, if the pomegranates are in bloom, there I will give you my love. You see, her motivation is not selfish ambition. It is not self-fulfillment. Her motivation is to give Jesus back a life because He's given His life for her. And when she's out there loving other people, she's really loving Him in them. And it will change, her perspective. It will change what she sees in people. I find if people don't like themselves, whatever it is about yourself that you don't like, that's what you don't like in others. And that's what you reject in others. But she's not there anymore. She's healthy. She knows God loves her. And because she's confident that He loves her, even in her imperfections, He loves her. Even in the areas where she's broken and flawed, He loves her. So she is able to love. She is able to see the essence of the person across from her. The mandrakes give off a fragrance, and at our door are all kinds of precious fruits. Mandrakes refer to sexual desire, this desire for intimacy. And when she has this increased desire to be with God, she pursues Him, she carves out time in her day and takes her energy to get to know God. The people around her sense the fragrance of Christ. And they see a difference in her behavior, and it makes them desire what she has. At our door are all kinds of precious fruits. When someone heads out to serve the Lord with the gifts that He's given them, then they discover new gifts that they didn't even know they had. That's the excitement with following God, and we never know it all. He doesn't wait until we're fully spiritually mature before He uses us. We step out and we get more, and we discover more. We give away what we have, and then we get more. It's just a spiritual principle. I have saved new and old things for you alone, my beloved. And again, never is the goal just to bear fruit. It is never selfish ambition. It is never so that I can prove that I am God's. I'm not proving to myself that I belong to Him. No, it's coming out of a full heart. I'm sharing what I know to be true. And I'm so excited about it because I have discovered this is what makes God, this is what makes God happy, and this is what makes life work. It's all about Jesus. My eyes are fixed on Him. He's my beloved. And so the things that I do just flow from that.